See, after a long time, we are seeing multiple positive news on economic front. If you see, market depends on two factors. One is the fundamentals, and second is the technicals, which is also can be called as liquidity. On liquidity front, if you see for the last 2 years, FIs were continuously selling, but we feel that their selling has come to an end, most probably, and may even they start turning as buyers, because the fundamental news which we are getting for the last couple of months now is extremely good. So many news are positive. Auto sales continues to be very strong in spite of all this US-Iran war, crude oil price going up, all this negative news. June auto sales was extremely strong. The second thing is the advanced tax collection. It's also very good. In that, particularly the corporate tax collection was very strong. Then GST collection is very resilient in spite of all this US-Iran war negative news. So multiple positive news are there. The only negative news as of now we see is the lull in the monsoon. Monsoon rainfall as of yesterday was 15% deficit. Most probably it will, in the next 1 week it will go above 20. Then again it will fall after that. Most probably we may get more than 10% deficit for this current session. That is the only negative we are seeing. Other than that, so many positives are there. FIIs, foreign institutions, for the last 10 days, they have stopped selling. Actually, yesterday they bought some 2,500 crores. They have bought it. So on liquidity front also, we are seeing negative news. So based on all these things, if you look into it, I feel that the possibility of market going up is much higher. And in fact, in many mid-cap stocks now, we are seeing a very good movement. If you see our conviction ideas for the last 2 months, if you see, you can go through it. You can see that many stocks has gone up very sharply. And some of the companies which we recently gave, India Nippon, just 2-3 weeks back we gave it achieved target. And the company annual report was released 2 days back. See, previous year for FY25 their exports was 33 crores and FY26 their exports was 88 crores, more than 2x jump in their exports. So auto and auto ancillaries on export front is doing very well, and we expect that this type of stocks will do very well. And in our conviction area, we can see that we gave many pharmaceutical companies. Heikel we gave, then Marston's Pharma we gave, all that achieved target. So overall, it's look like a good market. Only thing that index is not going up much, mainly because FIs were selling, and still they are holding huge short. And once they stop selling, means anytime we can see a sharp pickup in index also. And tailwinds, if you see, there are so many tailwinds for the market. The commodity prices fell very sharply, and in that crude oil prices fell, which is very positive for our market. That is the biggest tailwind. And only negative is the monsoon, and the geopolitical news is erratic. You see, no one can able to predict what will happen next. So if we keep on fearing on geopolitical news, means we can never enter into the market. If we buy and some negative news comes, means we can't do anything. So we have to take some risk in the market, otherwise we can't make money. So the geopolitical news, very difficult to predict. Wednesday Trump told that the MOU with Iran is cancelled, he told, and the market fell very sharply. And then on that night itself he told that Iran is willing to come to talk with us. Then next day market recovered, yesterday recovered. So what we have to see is that if there is too much negative on geopolitical front, means immediate reaction will be on crude oil prices. So that is the only one which we should track it. If crude oil prices are not going up, means then we can safely assume that there is no big negative on geopolitical front. So crude oil prices yesterday again fell to $75. From more than $100 it fell to $75, which indicates that there is no major negative on geopolitical front. On index, if you see that Nifty and Sensex around 2% up, mid cap around 3 to 4% up, and small cap around 5% up. So small cap and mid caps are relatively doing much better than large cap indices. FI selling once stops, means most probably large cap also will start doing well, because large cap 1/3 of the index, more than 35% is financials, Nifty weightage. So in that HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank constitute 20% of the weightage, and these two has to do well. On IT front, if you see that Infosys results TCS results which came the day before yesterday was not as bad as we think. There is no major negative. Even they have taken some employee addition was there, where everyone was expecting some layoff and a net decline in employee, but they have recruited some employees, and that net addition was there. So that is some positive. So most probably IT may not fall further from here. Maybe some uptrend may be there because of oversold nature, but a rebound is possible. But a big rally, this AI uncertainty has to move on, then only big institutions will come and buy. These are some of the tailwinds for the market. If you see that the advanced tax collection has been extremely strong, and in that the corporate tax collection is good. Then GST collection is also very good. In spite of a tax reduction last a few months back, the GST tax collection is in positive only. So that is indicates that the resilient nature of the economy. When economy does only, the tax collection will be higher. Then auto sales momentum is very good. So that is one sector which is doing very well, and in that the exports is doing very well. Many times I have told in this meeting that two-wheeler companies are doing very good on their exports. Both TVS Motor and Bajaj Auto, their exports figures are extremely strong. In fact, Bajaj Auto, if you see that their export business is coming near to 50%, it is coming. That much bike and three-wheelers they are exporting throughout the world, where in export business the margins are very high. And another big positive which we can read is the bank credit growth. That has gone up to above 15%. So that is also one of the major indicator of what is happening in the economy. A good economy generally will see the bank very high bank credit growth. If bank credit growth is not there, means which will show that the economic activity is anemic and is not growing. But after a long time, we are seeing that the bank credit growth is going above 15%. Only thing, the deposit growth is not going in line with the credit growth. Deposit growths are lagging in the credit growth, mainly because most of the money is going into debt mutual fund and other avenues where money is not coming into the bank for fixed deposit. That is why the deposit growth is lower. And crude oil prices, yesterday it fell to 70, then it bounced back to $80 on Wednesday. Now yesterday it again fell to $75. So $70 and all, we can manage it. Only if crude oil goes above $100, then it will be difficult for our country to manage. Now now crude oil is around $70-$75, which is a very manageable level. And the other thing is the reduction in foreign institution equity selling. For the last 3-4 weeks, if you see that the FIA selling has reduced it. Now for the last 2 days, they have turned into buyers. Yesterday some 2,500 crores bought. On Wednesday, when the market fell by 2%, when Nifty fell by 500 points, actually both domestic and foreign institutions were buyers. But in spite of that, market fell. So it's a big mystery who sold on that day, why someone intentionally made the market to fall, that no one has the answer on that day. But institution were buyers on that day. And yesterday, both FIs and DIs were buyers, both bought nearly 5,000 crores, they have bought it. 2,500 each, they have bought it. So the liquidity is coming. And the other big positive which is happening is that 1 month back, the finance ministry has scrapped the capital gain tax on debt investment. So after that, there is a huge surge in foreign institutions buying in debt investments. Almost 5-6 billion they have bought on Indian bonds, they have bought it. So the money started coming in from foreign institutions. In debt, it already started coming. In equities, most probably if result season is better, means they will start buying it. See, one big thing on equity or any market is that when price goes up, naturally everyone will come and buy. When price is keep on falling, means those who are on the sidelines, they will also will come and sell. So that is how a human behavior is. We have seen in many times. See, IT stocks keeps on falling, so no one has an courage to buy it, because it's falling on a daily basis. It fell on a daily basis. So now when once the foreign institutions selling stops and market starts going up, means most of the sellers know they will turn into buyers, or at least they will stay on sidelines. This is the crude oil price chart. If you see that it went to $110, but after the ceasefire news, it fell to near to $70. Then day before yesterday went to 80. Now it is around $76 it is there. So from the peak, here is when the Iran war started in the month of March. From the around 7, it has come to near to almost to that level it has come. So it went to 110, then there is a huge shortage of LPG, like that the news came, hotels were shut for few weeks. But now everything has turned to normal, the price also fell, and it looks like the most of the oil analysts, what they are saying is that the oil market is extremely oversupplied. That is what most of the oil analysts are saying. And there are many sources of oil started coming in. Venezuela, which was not in the international market, they started coming in. Even Iran oil, Trump gave 2 months time for them to sell, but suddenly day before yesterday, because of that news, he stopped it. So many sources, new oil are coming into it, and the oil market is fully supplied. That is what oil analysts are saying it. And most probably, and in the month of August, Saudi Aramco, they have given a huge discount, which is not seen in the last many decades. Those who are buying in the month of August, the oil discount was more than $10, even higher than what Russia is giving now. That is what the news came a few days back. So the oil market is fully supplied. So if these and all comes, means what will happen? The first impact we are going to see on the currency, that is rupee. So our rupee weakened from 86 to 96. Most probably what will happen is that rupee either will stay stable or it will start appreciating. So that currency worry is now almost over. And bond yield, if you see that, it is also a big indicator. They say bond yield, no. Bond yield, it's also a big indicator. And bond yield, if you see that it was around 7.1, now it has fell to 6.6, it has come down, 6.7 level. Almost 40 basis point it has come down. So when bond yield falls, means initially there was a expectation that RBI will increase interest rate, but there is no question of increasing interest rate now because of a fall in bond yield, which is a big positive, which is also near to its March level. March, if you see that the level was around 6.7 level, now it has bond yield also it has come. Previously during the Iran war time, it spiked to 7.1, 7.2 level. From there again it has come to the pre-war level, it has come, which is also a big positive. These are the tailwinds, are some of the indicators for our markets. And this is the credit growth, and if you see that the credit growth is almost 18.5%, which we haven't seen for the long past, we haven't seen. 18.5% is a big positive. It's a multi-year chart, more than 15 year the chart has been plotted, and it is 18.5, which I haven't seen for the last many years. Whereas if you see the deposit growth, it is lagging at 12. So the banks are in need of money, because when advances, when banks' job is to accept deposit and lend money. But if you don't get deposit, means then it will be difficult for the banks to lend it. So the deposit growth is not much there. Most probably there is a possibility of small hike in deposit rate also to attract depositors' money. So it's a big positive, 18.5%. That is why if you see that suddenly all the NBFC companies started going up. Last 1 month, if you see that Aditya Birla Capital, L&T Finance, all has touched a new high. The main reason is that the credit growth is going up. That is why. When credit growth goes up, means naturally banks and NBFCs make good money. Also, it shows the strong part on the economic activities happening. It shows. Auto sales, this is the retail sales, which is happening at the consumer end. If you passenger vehicle, 29% growth is a big growth. Passenger vehicles, Maruti, M&M, all are showing huge growth in passenger vehicle sales. 29% growth is a big growth, which we haven't seen for last many months. And two-wheeler, 21% growth. Commercial vehicle, 17% growth, and three-wheeler, 16% growth. These are happening during the war time, when there is a huge uncertainty in the economy because of US-Iran war. In spite of that, auto sales was extremely resilient, and it shows a huge, very good number. It is showing all the segment of the vehicles. Commercial vehicles, 17% growth. So that is why when commercial vehicle sales is good means only two big financiers are there, Sriram Finance, Sundaram Finance, and then Chola. Three companies are there, which are the major financiers of the commercial vehicle. That's why we gave conviction idea. Sundaram Finance we gave 3 days back. They are one of the major lenders in commercial vehicle. So when commercial vehicle growth is good means some of these companies will do well in coming days, and that is the reason for giving Sundaram Finance as a conviction idea. Apart from this, this is the retail sales in our country it is happening. Apart from this, the export sales are doing very well. TVS Motor, then Bajaj, even Hero started exporting. Then on four wheelers, if you see that Maruti is doing on exports is doing very well. M&M is a small, the export business is much smaller when compared to others. Their numbers are picking up. So on export front doing well. Auto ancillaries exports, many companies are doing very well. So India is silently becoming the auto export hub of the world. Though we are not in EV like China, on ICE, that internal combustion engine part, India is doing very well on export front. Only negative is the monsoon is very negative, and if you see that June deficit has 40%, this we haven't seen for many decades. Some say that 40% deficit happened some 120 years back. I read it 120 years back only, that June month deficit came at 40%. It has happened previously more than 100 years back. But initial period of July we had a good rainfall, and so the 40% deficit has narrowed to 15. But in the next 1 week again the rainfall will be much lower throughout our country, which means that the deficit will go above 20. And then after that again some rain may come. That is what IMD is forecasting. Some low pressure area is going to form. So the second after 2022 again rainfall will pick up, where some of the deficit will again get covered. Then August is expected to be somewhat good. That is what as of now forecast. But overall the deficit will be around 10 to 15% for this season, which is slightly higher. Because of lower rainfall, the sowing also has come down 20. It is 20% lower when compared to last year. So this is the only negative I see as of now. And Q1 earnings already started coming in. So day before yesterday TCS came. It's not bad. Yesterday Bank of Maharashtra and Indian Bank came. So the big positive about this Indian Bank and Bank of Maharashtra is that the NPA is stable. See, NPA as of now is at the record low level, which zero net NPA. If you see for any PSU banks, it is less than 0.2 for most of the banks, and it is staying at this level for this quarter also. Most probably NPA from here it won't come down, but either it will stay here and it will start going up. And the big positive is that the NPA is staying at this level, and that is why Indian Bank stock price went up by 10% after the result came. So what we are expecting is that the revenue growth is going to be very strong this quarter because of high raw material prices and inflation. Revenue is going to go up very sharply, and it is going to be multi-quarter high. But margins to be impacted because many raw material prices has gone up. It is always take some time to pass on to the consumers. So margin will get impacted due to high raw material prices and crude oil prices. So sector which will likely to announce good results, if you see banks, telecom, autos, NBFCs, they are going to post good results. Yesterday on NBFCs, L&T Finance came. They have posted good results, and if you banks, Indian Bank came, that also was good. And the sectors which is not going to do well is that IT is going to be lackluster earning. The growth is not going to be higher. They will benefit from the rupee depreciation, so that we can see it. But other than that, the dollar growth will be muted. And the second thing is that cement earnings also likely to be lackluster. And pharma, it is going to be a mixed one. Pharma, some companies will post good results, some company may not be. US-Iran war update. So intermittently some skirmishes are happening between US-Iran. They say that ceasefire has happened, but suddenly that Iran will attack on some ships. Then again US will attack on Iran, and then after that again it will come to an end. Like that it is keep on happening 3 or 4 times it has happened now. So why it is happening is that what Iran is saying is that the ships which are passing through Strait of Hormuz, they have to get the permission from Iran. That is what Iran is saying. But previously, before the war, it was not like that. So what US is saying that no need to get permission from Iran. Any ships can go through Strait of Hormuz like what was there before the war. But Iran is saying they have to get the permission. So some of the ships which are not getting permission and passing through it, Iran is attacking that ships. So when Iran attacks these ships, means then US again attack Iran. That is what happening. The third time happened now. Including this week, no, 2 days, 3-4 days back. That this is the reason that ships which are not getting permission, permission means what they are telling is that they should inform Iran. That is what they are saying. Iran is saying. Most probably, what Iran and Oman are planning is that they want to charge some fees on the ships which are passing through it, which is a new thing, which was not there before the war. So US does not like it. So that is where the issue is. Only issue is there. But crude oil prices has fell, and any big issue comes means immediately we can see on crude oil prices. Other than that, no need to worry on the war front. If crude oil prices goes up, then we have to worry. So one important phenomenon which is happening in the market is that, see, stocks are on the range bound. And immediately within 1 month the stock price going up by 50%. It is happening in many mid cap and small cap stocks. So those who are watching very closely in the market, but many names you might not have heard it because these are held by mutual funds and PMSs and family offices like that. And what is happening is that the stock price won't move for 6 months, 7 months, some negative news come, it will fall, then again it will slowly bounce, range bound it will be there. But within 1 month some order news or some new result news or something will come, immediately stock price will go up by 50%, 75% it will go up. So that is what happening in the market, and many stocks are doing like it. At least the stocks which I am watching. And see, for example, if you see Welspun Corporation, it's a pipe company. It was trading around 800 to 1000 for many months. Now it has gone to 1600. Within a couple of months, it has gone to 1600, 60% up. Is Astra Micro Products, which supplies to defense and space. You see, the stock price is range bound for almost 10-11 months. 10,000 rupees to 900, 800 level, range bound. Then within a couple of 1.5 months, the stock price goes to 1800. Like that, we can say many stocks. I can easily say 40-50 stocks which has gone up like that. So somebody who is holding the stock, they need to have some conviction why we are holding that stock. If you don't have that conviction, means definitely the stock we will sell it. Some bad news will come, the stock price will fall by 7-8%, then we will sell it. Then what will happen? Within 1 or 2 months, the stock price will go up by 60-70%. It will go up. So what we are buying, and why we are buying, we should know the reason. Then only we can hold during this range bound and all. Otherwise, we can't hold it. During the bad news time, we will sell it. So at least do some basic study and then you hold the stock. Then only you can reap the profit. Otherwise, what will happen? We will make just 5%, 10% in a stock. But when we lose, we will lose 40%, 50%. At the end, we won't make much money. So one sector which is doing very well in this market is the pharma sector. So pharma sector, if you see that majority of stocks has done well. So many stocks has gone new high. Even big companies like Sun Pharma and all has went up. And many, particularly mid and small cap stocks, many stocks has doubled in the last 4, 5, 6 months. It has doubled. And this sector as a whole is doing very well. Even in our conviction also, we gave many stocks recently. Marsen Pharma, Heikel, Kaplan Point, all these are some of the stocks which we recommended in the recent months. And across the board, the pharma sector was doing very well. So pharma is a very diverse space business. There are so many different types of company. Some do business only in our country. Some do business in regulated market like US, where the regulations are very stringent. US FDA action will be very stringent. and some of them are doing rest of the world. And so we have to understand what, so you can't compare each and every company, label it as a pharma company. We have to see what business they are doing, and where they are doing, and what will be their future growth. All this has to be studied independently, each company. So all pharma we can't club together and label it as a pharma. So each has its own business, and we have to study independently. So these are some of the businesses. If you take pharma, no, these are some of the businesses where we can see it. One is the API companies, active pharmaceutical ingredients, what we call, which is the basic raw material for manufacturing formulations. And some of the companies in these are granules and IOLCP. Yesterday granules came to almost 900 rupees, 80, 88, 90 it has came. See, for 4 years back, these granules we recommended around 120. Even in our PMS, we made a very good money in that. We bought at 120, we finally exceeded around 350, 400 rupees as granules India. But because of their some debt and the receivables, we exited. Now it has come to 900, near to 900 rupees. Just 4 years back, in last 4 years, the stock price has gone up by 7 times. So granules, then IOLCP, which is manufacturing paracetamol and Brufen. Granules also manufacture big quantity of paracetamol and other materials they make it. They are basically an API companies, active pharmaceutical ingredient. Then we have formulations companies, where the companies like Cipla, Sun, Alchem, Dr. Reddy, all this will come under the formulation companies. So formulation companies means basically, for example, we buy a tablet called Vicoril for cold and allergy. We buy a tablet called Vicoril, which is manufactured by Alembic Pharma. If you see that the combinations, 4-5 combinations will be there, paracetamol will be there, then anti-allergy medicines will be there. So this is called formulations, where in domestic companies are mostly dominated. Cipla, Sun, Alchem, Dr. Alchem is very, in antibiotic, they are very strong. Then we have this CDMO companies, contract development and manufacturing. What does it mean? What does it do is that, say, when you want to discover a new drug, means initially you have to do research for 7-8 years, you have to do it. First the molecule has to be identified, then a lab test has to be done, then patient test has to be done. All these, most of it, no, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 clinical trials are there. Most of the drugs, almost 80-90% will be unfit for use. So all this will come out of either phase 1 or phase 2, phase 3 of clinical trials, it will come out. Then if it gets success, means then again we have to make human trials, we have to make. So it's a very lengthy process, 8-10 years it will take. Most of them initially it will happen in labs, it will happen, and many, if you do it in US or in Europe, the costs are very high, because the same thing if you do in our country, the costs are much lower. So many foreign companies, particularly European companies, they are outsourcing that job to our country pharmaceutical companies, and that is called this contract development and manufacturing. Once the contract development, the drug becomes success, means most probably the same company will do manufacturing also, and you combine together, it is called contract development and manufacturing, where you basically do a research work during contract development, and if it gets success, means then you have to manufacture it. This is called CDMO. Actually this is the very hottest segment as of now in our market. So some of the companies which are in this is this Laurus Lab, one big segment is there in CDMO. Then you have this Newland Lab, then Sai Life, Anthem Life, Syngene. Syngene is the first one which was listed, a subsidiary of Biocon. Actually Newland listed a few more than 20 years back. In that they mainly had API business, then the CDMO business they started. So these are the companies which are in this contract development and manufacturing. And if you see the PE ratio of this CDMO, no, as of now, it will be very high. Most companies will be trading around 60 to 90 PE, it will be trading. Laurus, if you see, they are trading around more than 80 PE, Newland Lab around 60 PE, Sai Life around 75 PE. Syngene, the price has come down, the performance was not as good as expected. So the price fell from 800 to 400. So one big negative on this CDMO business is that the business will be lumpy. See, one, 2, 3 quarters, they don't have any revenue. Suddenly in a single quarter, the revenue will go up by 4 times, profit will go up by 4 times. Like that, it will be there. So the business nature is lumpy. So when you compare it with formulation company, no, which will have a steady business, CDMO business will be lumpy nature of the nature. That's how their business model is. So you cannot extrapolate a single quarter into a single quarter revenue and profit for a full year. Just you can see the Newland lab profitability. Every quarter, if you see last 3 quarters, there won't be any profit, but fourth quarter there will be a huge jump in profit and revenue. Just you can compare it. Then the other segment is biologics, which is one of our old listed company, Biocon is there. So it's a biologics is and all getting very famous now. See, mostly the biologics and all used for this cancer related and tumor related, because when we take a drug, no, it will act throughout the body, whereas the biologics means it will the medicine effect will be on a particular segment, will be the medicine effect will be. If you are have a tumor somewhere else, means the medicine will act only on that part, not throughout the body. Then you have the branded OTC drugs. For example, PNG Health is there, where which is nothing but a Neurobion Merck, one company called World. Many of them will be knowing. One Merck company was there, which was now renamed as PNG Health, where they manufacture a Neurobion tablet, which is the OTC. You can go into the shop and ask for a Neurobion tablet. B complex means they will give. So that is the branded OTC. Benadryl syrup, which is manufactured by Pfizer now. These are all branded OTC, over the counter drug, and they have very high margin business, and doctors and all won't prescribe it. Everybody knows that name and they will buy it. So these are various type of pharmaceutical businesses, and we have to study each and everything. We can't label all companies into one. We can't say Newland is trading at 70 PE, whereas Cipla is trading at around 25 PE. So Cipla is cheap, Newland is costly, very highly priced. We can't say it because both their business model is different. Newland is a CDMO player, whereas Cipla is in the formulations. They also have US business they have. So we have to study individual companies, and then you have to make necessary investment decision. And this is the healthcare index. If you see that the healthcare index from 2023, the rally it started. Actually during COVID time it went up a lot. That chart was not here. Then it came to sideways. From 2023 mid onwards, again the rally started. Then some consolidation. Again the breakout has happened, and it's at an all-time high. See, the positive on the BS healthcare index is that when the market is down, this index will not fall much. When there is a big geopolitical problem is there, and all if news are there, means on that day this healthcare index will do well. When other stocks and all going up, means most probably the healthcare index healthcare index will be stable or it will fall little bit. And this is the foreign institutional cash market action. So this was the big selling which has happened from July 2025 onwards. Actually the initial selling happened on October 2024 to February 2025, almost 3 lakh crore they sold it. Again from July 2025 to March 2026, another 3.5 lakh they sold it. April, May, June they were selling around 50,000. But July till day before yesterday, it has become positive. So once the FII selling stops, means what will happen is that naturally the index will start doing well, index stocks will start doing well. And see, because of the impact of FII selling, which is the slide I have shown it, the top 10 stock weightage, share in total Indian market cap, top 10 stock weightage, it was in 2020 it was 39%. It started gradually coming down because FIs were not buying it. They mainly focus on top stocks only, they will focus. Top private banks, then Reliance Industries, then IT stocks. These are their favorite holdings. Because of their continuous selling, the top 10 stock share in Indian total market cap is almost 2 decades low. It has come to 17%, it has come to, which is lower than lowest in the last 2 years, last 20 years. And this is the emerging market index. If you see that some of the global markets are doing well, and this emerging market, if you see that, it is also becoming very concentrated, because the two countries weightage, one is the Taiwan, other is the Korea, combined together it is almost 50% weightage now in MSCI emerging market. 50% weightage, one is 26, another one is 23. If you add it, it comes to 50. That just two country weightage has become to 50 now, which indicates that there is a concentration risk is there. See, somebody who is buying emerging market index means MSCI emerging, many foreign institutions buy this index, MSCI emerging market index. That means 50% they are buying into this just two countries, Taiwan and Korea. Indian weightage, if you see that, it has come down. Now it is at 10.7%. Main reason is that India has underperformed, the other two has performed very well in the last couple of years. That is the reason why their weightage has gone up, whereas Indian weightage has come down. If you see the year to date performance, South Korea 115% up, Taiwan 57% up, whereas India, if you see that, 9.5% down. China is also down by 16%. So these two countries, Taiwan and Korea, weightage is very high. Most probably some reallocation of foreign money may happen, because when we start getting some positive news means even a small percentage of money reallocated to our country means, then most probably index can go up very sharply. This is the FIA bias, and if you see that, this is the blue chart, which is the debt segment. As I initially told, 1 month back when finance ministry scrapped the capital gain tax on debt, the foreign institution flow on the debt has started coming in. Almost 5 billion it came in the month of June. Previously, if you see that, actually they were sellers in the month of March, April. May small buying was there, but big buying came in the month of June because of the exemption of interest rate exemption in tax and the capital gain tax exemption. Big fall. So once this foreign money starts coming in, naturally the currency weakness will stop, and then in fact it will start appreciate also. Mutual fund is a steady inflow, 29,000 crores inflow is there. SIP flows were around 31,500 crores, the SIP flows, whereas the net equity flows were 29,000, which indicates that some bulk redemption is happening. Most probably this 29,000 crore itself is a decent number, because in spite of all this war news and other things, we are seeing an inflow of 29,000 crore, which means that the domestic liquidity is very sticky, and they are continuing. The retail investors are still continuing with the mutual fund flows. So broader market opportunity, a huge opportunity is there. A lot of individual stocks are segments are doing well. I said auto ancillary exports, they are doing very well. Pharmaceutical, many pharmaceutical companies are doing well. Rupee has weakened, so the exporters will get a big benefit in that. Even domestic related stocks now, NBFCs are doing well. Banks also are expected to do well. So only thing what we need is that we have to study that company, and we need conviction to hold the stock on bad day. Suppose if suddenly some bad news comes means, we should not get panic and we should not get out. So for that we should know the business model and what they are doing it. Then only we will get courage to hold it. So currency depreciation will boost export oriented companies' earnings. And the other thing is that the buyback announcement will come. See, till now, no, the market buyback was not allowed. Only tender buyback was allowed. Now from August 1st onwards, SEBI has allowed market buyback also. That means company can buy its own shares from the market. They like just how we are placing order on the terminal. Similarly, company can buy its own shares through buyback. So that comes means that will start from April 1st, August 1st onwards. That is another 20 days are there. So most probably from August 1st onwards, some of the companies which they feel that the stock price are undervalued means, they will announce the market buyback also, which is very positive, particularly in the mid and small cap segment, because even a 2 lakh, 3 lakh shares buying from the market means the stock price will go up. So we are expecting more market buyback announcement will come from August 1st onwards as SEBI has allowed it. As of now, we are seeing tender buyback only. Siders, many of them have tendered their share in a tender buyback. The price was 1,260. Retail, they accepted around 35%. They accepted. Market buyback means they won't send a letter to each individual. Instead, they will buy shares from the market, just like how we buy shares in the terminal. The same way, companies will buy their own shares from the terminal.
But they will announce the date.
They will announce it. They will announce it. They will intimate to all shareholders also that we are starting market buyback. Events to watch foreign in FPA activity, foreign institution activity we have to see. My expectation is that the selling is almost over. Most probably they will turn into buyers now. Even if big money doesn't come, the selling will stop and a marginal positive will start coming in. That is what my expectation is. Monsoon, it will remain erratic. Most probably we will end around a deficit of 10 to 15%. Then Q1 results is very good. We should watch it very closely because I am expecting many mid and small companies to post good results. That's what my expectation is, and we have to see how it comes out. When the results were good, immediately we can see impact on stock prices also. Okay, thank you.